Does nothing mean something to you, or does it necessary vicariously osmosis? In return for something else, a book I'm looking at has no power, once achieved by onlookers, brought in front of a crowd. The demeaning hot stemming, windows from Sega Genesis to Nintendo, Prego, wishing, dishing, sifting, hitting empty eyes. I'm drifting into insanity, brought forward by the tempered sheets, legs spread, eyes a morsel. Death becomes on the horizon. Who gets when the pen books end? Cracked with a loathsome drug I feel, to need the speed, brought on by epilepsy, predisposed of anything. Lost all integrity, where to go, who to shirt, murder, death, kill. Variations beyond belief, queef, steep letters to open herds. Destined waking, out pumping up, do some push-ups. Should I just laid there, raptured all within, to fight with the pen? Killers, fighters, pill poppers, non-stopper. What's the use of doing this if no one's gonna read this porridge? It's so hard to redeem yourself after such an appropriate loss. To grieve on this day comes further and far between. Intertwined brains blocked from allowing such conduct. It's a life chosen for hell above. The Lord, he brings all the same things, such as abrasions, contusions, brought simply by the adult proximity to youth. Shatter broken tears weep across, fall down, scraping the street. Time was foreseen yet not forgotten. Further alliances disavow each heart's shield, hold, ponder, reconcile differences. A lot to do is untold. Nothing insignificant of deleted acquaintance. Choose to end far below. Freedom reigns compounding harder. Yet yield, ponder, holler. Father, I know is all well. I bake, chosen for the reinstatement of the above lost arts. Torn between two sides, one at the moment. So sad, so sorry. The other informed fear, reverent as hard as one comes to let's. But place, face, tag, maglite, bright sight, height, evolves into a revolution. Is it coming yet? When is it going to happen? It's so bad, so horrible, breaking down into tears. A sculpture is endowed with the quip to release and cut forth beyond centric Egyptians. Bother us, lost yet not found, searching who are you? Is such a life not conceived to believe? Morbid cautions played daily over and over again, animated, characterized, oblivious to the realm, shining in our eyes, breath of release, time seized, set broadcast to go off, moving down in front, the sidewalk shimmering down below, the fragments of ice, asphalt gravely misheave themselves from history, buildings high rise allot themselves from outcasts, chosen walking down the street, feet pattern adjust themselves, dwarf the size pupils waking the destiny of all to see, humanoids blatantly frustrated with time, wielding horde plastic clustered endeavors, fake lead beat the heat, visions of life turned under one, not wanting to be there, feeling touches love of Cupid, stars arise, sweat beats of stem of the street, inside and out shoveling awakens, splintering all that sees far in between, hearing yet not knowing each of all the scary thoughts that emphasize of equivalent subsidiaries, past mind, body at matter, circling in the inner child, it's wild, filtered mindless packed stems of animals, over more teeth high curdling screams come to an end, burning in hell, face the truth, making it worse, hating oneself, seems so right, here I'm feeling so bad, I'm so sad, so lonely, bottle tip, drip, rip, sift through the legacy, heavy setting, getting ready, unsteady, bombs drop, open water, breaking through the levee, envy, friendly, deadly, messy steps to the test me, address it's getting heavy, pondering with so many thoughts in mind, doing time, writing shine, hot stove smoking, hoping, joking, bottles of Chris open, foreboding, making dropping hits before the end of time. Headsetters been bedwetters, deaf leopard, measured stems, cop stelling, shepherd. I raised the looser pop, couple of shots, empty hand filled for some measure. You done thought for leisure. Heather arms, keen-eyed feet, cold from the leather. Forward casted, leaves a pause for the euthology. Heartbroken, deep hidden under the sheets. Bumping beats, gas open, cutting the cheese. Mean shattering lives, taking hidden notes for wannabe wives. Only time breaking into the vault, setting drift into the inner circle. Bare right to arms, leaving you in cuffs. Muffled silence under the possibilities. Leaves falling from trees, keep them hanging. Thought swift and walking. Life on the inside looking out. Following life's orders, living day to day. Policies arise, still yet are broken. Foreclosure indespicable to time. Bells ring, knock at the door. Put away the stuff at ends nights, bodies wasted to chumps. Hands in cuffs, a head full body rush. Overseeing the limits of man, woman, child will go. Grow into something morbidly seized bleeding. From contusions, rewind to a glimpse in time, hoping soon following the vigorous wind playing music beats through chimes. Overseeing the misery, breaking loose simplicity. Bound is struck, air body choking. The brass sturdy knuckles chuckles, flawlessly irrigated, humiliated brain seem locked to handcuffs. Bust guts, knives, profane wives. Dive hide, then emotions turning cold. Abide wide side diss, brushes through the door. Spinning possibilities, moving, sitting, still seeing. Making conversation, best left alone, untouched, no disease, infiltrated. Blocking out the sun, silence endless, the burning sensation. Want nothing to see, wanting just to be left alone. That's life on the inside looking out. Mixed review, hearing the different sides to swings. Open freshly, deadly bass turned out playing the medley. Conjure up fresh new lyrical mentality. Hot beats off the streets, playing here and going into interviews. Publicity announced, pronounced activists from the studio. Turning the bass up, turning into the radio. Momentarily dissecting the ego. Broadcast live, high-wired, low-floor fathers. Locked in the minds to rebuke. Diligently ringing out the tune. Lyrics to hip-hop's descending time to time again, passed down from other generation. Spinning on the calendar each day from March to each region. Connected from side to side, wide implore for the higher gridlock, closing open the door. Hit bot skim of the street. Manifold face in front of open-minded, coincided, reminded of the other tendencies left to be up in front of the nation. Rocking back and forth, tellers, spellers, mind ceased to believers. Hoping ain't joking that the angels changed from demons, now getting demoted. Flash gone in an instant, not knowing what to say. Ended in public, that shit is redundant. Mixed review, when they come to make up their minds. The life sentence since the beginning of time, though the lazy eyes have shown so much bloated drums from evil made contemplate, aim, join, show, that makes none show up ready for war. Holding up more than that, brought upon by anything brought forth to encourage emphasis on the legislative that facing the problem. Holding on to what goes in forward motion. I'm uploading on foes, stepping on my toes, even though the slant in my eyes look back at times we've had, cause you ain't about to come out. Insane doubt, point finger to blame. Nothing to lose, the unwanted. Smooth flat surface up ahead. How did you know this was coming? Cherish the memories, hold them on a long strong. Fear succumbs to pain, peering over the line. Steps staying planted, closing his eyes to reach re-embrace. Leaping into bounds, no one else is included to choose who was invited. Everything is allotted in time, the unwanted. Born into the national survive. Push back to whom's pushing ahead with the nine. On the other side, a smuggler's engineering, keeping clear wakes, destiny wasted, making money, dealing the nickels of dimes, a life less ordinary. Here's the things from go bad to worse, holding on to whatever peddlers submerge, to coerce, hand over something to reimburse, from stealing purse to memorizing each other's drilled in head a new verse. The unwanted with the glimpse of doing time, unspoken words leave for the notion that Cupid shot with the emotion, from going to smoke and getting choked to bullets holes being left open. It's a necessity to when one walks up in front of me to simply open and shut a fistful of gut, to grasp hold onto something when the road first started. On gets to jumping that unwanted, choose to jump another conjunction to read, decide when ones are confronted at the whole different belief. When it's cold, just leave it to nothing, so keep it from bumping. The lights go dim, the heat turns off, power goes out, the water valves spout, the whole world into confusion. Years from now, evolution into time. Stop at the standstill, underground makes wanting to turn. Time to rise and shine, complete chaos and disorder. Living by any means, each day seems to be the same. Together in head, which side to choose. Nothing any good except collecting water and food. Living by any means with the lights, cable to electric company come to an abrupt end. Keeping all together, skipping parts when the moles chopped you up and used your skin as an over-the-coat leather. Just because the weather exhibited changed climate to teach us the rug above informed for the better. Working all together, we all bow our heads, whether away, our hearts stop together forever. So what caused this drought? Looking down somehow, I wanted the same. So now we walk along amongst in this afterlife so bush. It's golden old with the mighty, we're all brought together. We should persevere and keep fighting. The homes are still left, our souls achieved to address. We are stopped to hear how we caused such a mess, that we're dropped down to reconsider the many different obstacles created. Different opinions, nationalities, religions, segmented into a pattern where we fight for the land, pride, and democracy. So being going from up to down, using that excuse we're only human. You made us who we are, only for the one eye to see. What we had in the middle, top nor bottom, was never on our mind. The choices we make to whom created are motivated and changes created as in life. However we got here, it was taken away to go from all together and sent down to feel pain. If sent back, would we still feel and think the same? Pleading it's all out of our hands, we can't make our minds up. Sent on our own drifting, time to be alone. Having lost everything, sent on our own, floating to the abyss. Making heaven nothing, thinking back to want something. It's only a matter of time when both angers rise up to realize they two are what is created in the middle. To achieve it is to know what they are equals. The higher the above to forming, falling low in between. Living in the middle, getting past it, they've got our backs. Keep the floating, hoping, knowing that two understood the notion that you are so small to me. The little that I've done, how we disintegrated your son, there's no coming back. Reaching further on the map, dreams come alive. Learning good and bad, some better way to top to bottom, turning something into nothing, spread all over the galaxy. The uncherished taken for granted of all night, pleading back and forth countless times. Leaving fear unknowing the answers, lonesome cries blocked with open arms. The battle season never coming to an end. Some is working for the bottom. Leave us alone, wipe it from our minds. Skip ahead if you want.